What's going on, guys? Apathetic here, and today we are going to compare two of the best all-around exotics for PvP for Warlock. I'm talking about the Ophidian Aspects and the Transversive Steps. So I'm going to cover the pain points these exotics address and under what circumstances you should choose one or the other. Let's get into it. Breaking down what these exotics do. With the Ophidian Aspects, you have the Cobra Totemic. Weapons ready and reload very quickly. Melee range is extended. With Transversive Steps, you have Strange Protractor. Sprint speed is increased. After a short time sprinting, your currently equipped weapon is automatically reloaded. So these two exotics offer a lot of utility. They are two always-on exotics that are always going to benefit your game one way or the other. With the Ophidian Aspects, it does a great job of making all the weapons you hold feel a lot better. They reload much quicker, which is nice, but what really got me with these was the ready speed. With the Ophidian Aspects, I was able to get into situations where I would have typically died because I wouldn't have been able to pull out my shotgun in time. I would be shooting someone with my primary and be able to instantly switch to my shotgun and surprise my opponent, which I think is an underrated aspect of this exotic. It really gives you an ability to surprise your opponent because they aren't expecting you to be able to switch as quickly as you do. I think my biggest takeaway from spending some extra time with this exotic is it just made my gunplay feel so smooth. What I mean by that is it made my weapons feel a little bit more reliable because I was able to switch them so quickly and reload quicker as well. I didn't feel like I had to compensate or account for the delay that comes with switching to guns with poor handling. One thing I should also mention though is the exotic perk says it increases melee range, which was somewhat noticeable, but I wouldn't say it's a huge reason to choose this exotic. Now, the one thing we have to account for with this is weapon rolls and armor rolls, and that all can determine how useful you may find this exotic. For example, if you primarily use hand cannons and already have a hand cannon reloaders on your gloves, then you're probably not super concerned with reload speed. And if you have a shotgun shotgun with quick draw, then that would alleviate the benefit of weapons readying quickly, and you might not find this exotic as useful if you have those two paired together. But if you have a shotgun with poor handling like the Mindbender's Ambition, then this exotic will completely alleviate that pain point on that weapon. Using it specifically with my Mindbenders, it made it feel like a dream. A lot of times I lean towards my Retold Tale because it has a quick draw on it and makes it feel the weapon feels so much better. But using Ophidian Aspects, it made me go back to my Mindbenders, which I really enjoyed because I really feel like the Mindbenders range is amazing, but the handling is what always pushed me away from it. The Ophidian Aspects allowed me to go back to using my Mindbenders for a little bit. If you don't already have the reload speed you're looking for on your gloves or a special weapon that has poor handling, then you will find a lot of utility in this exotic. Moving on to Transversive Steps, this exotic really addresses the pain point of movement on Warlocks. People often talk about Warlock movement as being too floaty, or even when using Burst Glide and trying to skate, they just feel slow. With Transversive Steps, Warlock movement is night and day. It makes your movement feel more fluid and you're able to cover more ground in a shorter period of time. Depending on your playstyle, this can be an invaluable trait. Closing the gap is an essential part of shotgunning effectively, and Transversive Steps make doing that a whole lot easier because they also help with slide distance. With this increased speed, it also makes it very easy to disengage with your enemies. Because of your increased speed, you can slide out, and if you see 3 people laning at you with Outbreak perfected now, then you're able to quickly turn around and slide right back into cover, and gives you just slightly a better chance at also escaping supers, but depending on the super, that may not matter as much. Now, the flip side of that is I've had situations where I'm trying to slide into cover and I underestimate how far the slide distance is, and I either slide past my cover and end up getting one shot, or in some situations, depending on the map, I slide off the map. So just something to be aware of with this exotic. Another aspect of this exotic that is underrated is the automatic reload of weapons when sprinting. I know we've all been in those situations where you enter an engagement and you're ready to pop off on some enemies, but suddenly you realize your weapons only have one shot or no shots, and you've forgotten to reload your weapons, or you haven't had a chance to do so because you're constantly been engaged with the enemy. The automatic reload on this weapon has saved my life many times when engaging enemy after enemy, because I'm sprinting around, I'm going in and out of engagements, my shotgun is staying reloaded, and I'm not being put in a vulnerable position where I have to stop and reload, which can give the enemy time to close in. So if you feel like Warlock movement just feels terrible, you struggle with getting in and out of engagements, or that you find yourself constantly having to disengage to reload your weapons and that's just killing your flow, then Transversive Steps could be a clear winner for you. As you guys can see, these exotics both bring a lot to the table. Now, I won't lie, previously I thought Transversive Steps was hands down better than Ophidian Aspects, but after spending some more time with Ophidian, I can't say that with as much confidence. It really depends on the pain point you're trying to address with your playstyle and your overall loadout. If you have armor with fast reload perks and weapons with quick draw, then I would lean towards Transversive Steps for that increased movement and slide distance, and with that automatic reload really allows you to stay in the action. But if you have weapons with terrible handling, or you're still hunting for that perfect armor roll with the right reload, then Ophidian Aspects is a clear winner here. But let me know in the comments down below which of these exotics you would choose and why. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, as it's a free way to support me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Your moments of clarity are weapons, Warlock. Double down. What can stop you if you fight together? Nothing. Enemy can't kill if they're dead. Ha ha. Five minutes. Could go your way. Could go theirs.
Perfect.